Welcome back to this. Right. Yeah. Little intro to me, I guess. I'm Andy. They, them pronouns. Queer. All that good stuff. I write predominantly poetry, as you would have noticed if you're listening to the genres and forms of the last update. I'm just finishing a bachelor's degree at Roehampton in creative writing. Got one more module to submit, one more module to write, then submit. And I've been trying to take my first proper steps into the world of professional writing. And so this is a little thing to follow me on that journey. And hopefully you guys get some insight then into a early career writer's journey. Let's see what we've got going on. This update is April's, like what I did and what I wrote in April. There's a few fun things going on, and I'll just quickly run through it. Big thing to note in April is that I was working towards May deadlines for several of my modules. So it was novel writing, innovative fiction, and my creative dissertation. Do those in a little bit. So in terms of what I wrote, it wasn't much, let's be honest. I wrote 11 pieces in April, which for me is not many, I'll be honest, not many at all. Some of them definitely just won't see the light of day, really. They're just more scribbly things. Maybe there's some lines I might rework into other things, but it's only a few pieces that I'm pretty happy with. But that's some months. That's what goes on sometimes. You keep writing until you hit the good stuff. That's what you do. So yeah, what did I do? I did a poetry Zoom reading through Whiskey and Beards on the subject of senses. I got to collect together a group of poems that I'd written already on the subject of senses, and it was just really interesting to me to look at how much of my poetry is around the senses. A lot of my poems are responding to realizing something, so like the sense of loss. But there were some that were actually specifically to do with touch and sound and things like that, which was interesting for me to see within my own work. I hadn't really picked that out. I'd just written these things, and to go back and try and find a theme that joined them all, you know, when it's a prescribed theme, is quite interesting. I was producing, this month I was producing uni portfolios for innovative fiction and my creative dissertation, which I mentioned earlier. The subject of my creative dissertation was quite interesting, I think. I better think so, hadn't I? It was poets' theatre and concrete visual poetry, but put together in a zine. Both of those projects, so the creative dissertation and innovative fiction, will probably be put together into separate zines and run through my Patreon, and run through my Patreon, so available to people who are signed up there, and then probably opened up to everyone else as well, obviously, at some point. But I think with that, the way I'm going to run it is Patreon obviously works out cheaper because you're committing. So I have exact numbers of people who want something, rather than going, hey guys, this is available, buy it, please, maybe support me. With Patreon, it's just thank you, you're here, I have people to write to, I know people are going to pick that stuff up and read it, so I'm happy to do it for a slightly less money, but to know that you know, the production is offset, it's paid for. My time is worth it. It's worth doing one a month. And what I'm reading, I can kind of get a nice little bit of feedback on, because you know, you see those numbers rise or drop off, and it's good to know where people are with your work, and if not that that's the only way to get gratification from creating something, but I think it is a lovely thing to know that people are out there supporting you. You just see those numbers of, like, you know, 5 people are going to pick this up. That's fantastic. It's just 5 people out there who just get it and just pick it up, who are like confirmed going to pick it up. It's not like every month I'm writing something going, who wants this? You know, that can be a bit hectic every time. I'd run through a lot of anxieties every month if I had to print something with no knowledge of where it was going. So it's just a nice way of confirming a personal project that can exist and have its place already in the world. And it's nice to have that confirmed. It's good to have something to work towards. So yeah, and then speaking of that, I actually finalised the first Patreon zine that I was doing for May, thanks to your support. It was possible because you guys wanted it and supported me through it. So that meant that Rampton Basin was produced, this little thing. We'll just turn to a random page that hasn't actually been seen yet. Ooh, lovely. And I will be doing because of, this is something I'm more and more aware of, especially through open mic nights, like the Senses themed one run by Whiskey Mids. I'm more and more aware of accessibility and things like this. So what I'm going to try and do is do a couple of, I think, YouTube recordings of reading the zine that I'm putting out each month, some way of sharing it, so then it is available to those who don't have the means to get the physical copy. Yeah, so that's April's update. That's last month. Currently in this month, things are looking all right. We're ticking along. Are they doing all right? We're doing all right. I think we're doing okay. There's a lot of things bopping around my head about uni. Obviously, had a couple of deadlines. All of my deadlines. Obviously, had all of my deadlines in May. So it's meant quite a bit of focusing on that stuff. But it's been good. Wait, did I have all my deadlines in May? I can't even remember. Did I have some in April? Over the last 2 months, I've had several uni deadlines. That should cover it. So yeah, I've been scribbling away on those. So it runs. I'm gonna get out for a walk. That's how it's been going in May. It's been me trying to get out for more walks. Use the countryside that I'm in at the moment. Currently in partner's parents' place, which is lovely to be here, to be honest. There are things I want to get back to in London. That's something for the intro. I'm usually based in London, but it'll probably stay here when I edit it. It'll probably stay in this bit, because that's funny to me. Yeah, there's a couple of things I'm missing in London. Hopefully we'll see open mic nights returning, so that's something I'd like to get back to in London. Yeah, keep your friends close, keep yourself close. Something like that.